we've arrived.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Nina Gabriella and today I'm taking you on a vlog in Seattle as I meet my Discord gamer friends for the very first time as we are meeting up in Seattle this weekend. This trip is a bit interesting because these friends of mine I've known for years online, and this is the first time we've done a big meetup like this before. We have met up in certain occasions before, at least a few of us at a time, but this is the first time we've met up in a big group like this, and we're all getting to know each other in person. So the one place we all wanted to go that a lot of us have never been before was Seattle, and honestly, Seattle is on my bucket list. I've always wanted to go here, so we're getting this trip started right now.
We made it to the market. I'm so excited.
We've been excited to do this trip for a really long time, so the first place on our itinerary is Pike Place Market. It's kind of a big market in Seattle that has a bunch of different things. You can get a lot of food there, a lot of clothing, and we thought this might be a great place for us to kind of get to see each other, hang out a little bit more, all in kind of a small little area. While I was excited to go to the market, I think overall I was a little exhausted from my long flight, but I saw lots of beautiful flowers, lots of wonderful food, and we stopped in this really awesome bookstore while we were there, so that was a big shocker to see, along with a bunch of other cool places like this Osaka shop that we seen, which gave me so many wonderful memories of Japan. So of course I had to stop in there and get some souvenirs for friends, and I overall thought this place was really cool. If you ever come to this place yourself, the owner is so super nice. We actually talked in Japanese a little bit together, so shout out to him. But of course it wouldn't be Seattle without visiting the famous gum wall, so I hope you guys check that out. And we grabbed a little snack because we were feeling really hungry by getting some pizza and stopping at this wonderful coffee shop. I'd say we spent about 2 to 3 hours at the market before we headed to our next destination. We pretty much had a full day of things to do, so our next stop was actually going to the zoo for today. So of course I love the zoo, so you guys know I was excited about that.
Okay, at the zoo, enter time. Here's little Howling, looking cute as all can be. Look at Giraffe. Oh, Giraffe! We've made it! Kisa, are you ready to explore?
I am.
Yeah, but we should still get in early, I think.
If you know me, the zoo is literally my favorite place on earth, so of course this was on our itinerary to go to the Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle. It's not a very big zoo, and to be honest, I think we were all a little exhausted from spending so much time at the market, but we did stay here for maybe an hour or two just to kind of see a couple animals and just explore the zoo just because, why not? I actually didn't take that many videos of all of the zoo animals just because I was kind of enjoying my experience without recording it, but I have a couple videos of a few animals here for you guys. But if I'm being completely honest, we really didn't stay here that long. The zoo was, granted it wasn't super big, it still required a lot of walking, and we had already done so much walking at the market that I think we were just kind of tired by the time we actually ended up here. So if you guys ever plan an itinerary like this, I definitely recommend maybe doing the zoo on another day, so I think we'll know that for the future. But I think we were just all so excited to see one another and just spend some time outdoors doing something like this together, so I honestly don't say it was a bad idea at all. I definitely would do it again, but our next destination was actually going back to the Airbnb so I could get myself adjusted. But before then, I just wanted to show you guys a couple clips. Afterwards, we arrived back at our Airbnb. This is my first time actually seeing it myself. I know we had picked it all together online, but to be honest, I just put my deposit in and never really actually seen what this place looked like. So this was honestly a surprise to me as much as it is a surprise for you guys, but I do think the view was absolutely gorgeous. As far as the inside of the Airbnb, it was structured very oddly. I'm going to insert a video in here shortly so you guys can kind of see what it looked like and where my sleeping arrangements actually are. Helen, how's your experience right now?
Amazing.
Akiza, how are you doing over there? How's your experience over there?
Pretty good. Working to make sure the subject doesn't look like shit.
Yes, the girls are going to karaoke today. Woo! I'm so excited. Now, I believe this Airbnb is about 4 floors, I want to say, and each floor is kind of like a subsection. I'm actually staying in this little kid's crevice of a corner, which is inserted in the wall but connects to the living room on the outside of this. So it's a bit odd. I think I was the smallest person at our group sort of meetup, so that's why my arrangements are in here, although it's not too big a deal. I'm pretty short, I can fit in small spaces, but like I said, it connects to this living room here, which is where one of my other friends are staying, so I thought that was kind of funny, but I do have my own little door that I can close when I want some privacy, so I just thought that was funny. Here's literally me trying to squeeze myself in there. You can literally not stand up in this, but it's still pretty cool. There's a lot of other areas like living spaces where people can hang out at. Like the upstairs is actually a kitchen and a living space where another of our friends are staying. And there's 2 more bedrooms above that and then the balcony. So it's a little chaotic, but I think it's perfect for all 6 of us. And we all have our own kind of area to sleep in. After relaxing at the Airbnb for a while, the next thing on our itinerary was going to group karaoke, and oh my gosh, this was so much fun. I haven't done karaoke like this in a big group since I left Japan, so actually having this experience with all my gamer friends was amazing, and after that we just went home for the night until the next day. The next morning, I was so excited because this is something that we had planned for a long time, which is Switcheroo Day. Now, if you've never done this before with your friends, I highly recommend doing this, but today we are going to partner up and buy each other outfits and wear them out later tonight. So everyone has a partner and we're gonna go to the mall today and find some outfits.
We're at the mall! Yay! Ready for the mall? We're here! It has new clothes! They have unique clothes! We're literally looking at it. Isn't it great? It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna buy a bunch of clothes. Yeah! Yes!
So the point of this day is to really hone in on everybody else's styles. I think everyone here has a very distinct style of what they usually wear, including myself. I'm very girly and frilly, love little clothes like that, and my partner actually is a girl who really likes to wear all black. So we're kind of changing our normal styles and getting our partner to wear the opposite of what we typically wear. So during our shopping experience, me and my partner, we walk around trying to find clothes that match our own style in their sizes, so then they can kind of wear your aesthetic. Of course, I had to stop at a couple other stores, of course, like my little cutesy stuffed animal stores, but of course, we did some shopping, okay. So here's a sneak peek of kind of what I picked out. I picked out a little bit of pink and a little bit of black, and she picked out some black and some white for me to wear. So this is just me in the changing room showing you guys a little sneak peek of some of the things that she had picked out. But overall, this was so much fun.
Okay, Akiza and I, we found our outfits, and we're gonna go get some food, and then we're going to the aquarium. Bye!
Afterwards, we all met up and got food and exchanged friendship necklaces, so I thought that was super cute. And we headed to our next destination, which was the Seattle Aquarium. Ooh, I love it. Hey, we're here at the aquarium. Are you excited to go in, Helen?
I want to see the fish.
I want to see some cute little seals and stuff, so let's go in. We made it to the aquarium.
No, this is the first time I've ever seen them alive.
I know, right? So exciting. This was a really nice treat for me because in my hometown, there isn't really a aquarium that is close to me. So going here was honestly really awesome, especially going with a group of friends who all were excited about the aquarium as well. I think they enjoyed this the most of all. I'm more of a zoo person, like you guys have already seen, but I think this was really cool in this part specifically. Get the opportunity to actually touch things, which I thought was cool. I think I've only done this maybe once, and I think I was out of town to do it, but I didn't really want to put my hand in there. They were all over it, so happy for them, not really for me. I think I was more excited to see the jellyfishes and things like that, and this aquarium was actually really big, so there was a lot for us to see, to look at, and we spent a couple hours in here actually.
Do the Titanic one. It's perfect. Look at that boat. Wow. I want that boat, honestly. Literally
Which
same.
boat?
Like that boat.
I mean, like that's a cruise, I think.
No, that's a cruise.
No, there's nothing right there.
This freeze.
Looking at the birds.
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 Pretty.
I know that like little cute one over there. As you can see, this aquarium was pretty large, having birds and all kinds of other animals with it as well. They even had these beautiful ceilings that you literally were underneath watching the fish swim above you. But I think I was most excited for this next room, which was literally a whole dome of fishes. Literally, we were underneath the tank with them. I was enthralled looking at this place. It was truly an amazing sight for sore eyes. We're here. All right, Chris, how are you enjoying it so far?
It's so nice.
I know, me too.
It's really lovely. It's beautiful.
We're having a great time. Good vibes. Josh, how are you enjoying it so far? Our last place to visit was, of course, the gift shop, so we took ourselves slowly outside of the aquarium after we spent so much time in there. I didn't get anything at the gift shop this go around because I had already bought something at the zoo, but I just thought I'd show you guys what it looks like before we head to our next stop, which is actually back at the Airbnb, but not before we had stopped and grabbed some food, which was at this wonderful ramen shop. Trust me guys, I can always find a way to incorporate Japanese culture regardless of where I go. So of course we went to this izakaya style place that had this delicious ramen. Honestly, it was very close to something similar I might have had in Japan. It was very good. I think the broth was homemade, so it definitely reflected the taste, and I was sad because I wish I could have brought more of this home. And returning back to the Airbnb, it was time for us to put on our outfits that we had picked from our partners. And boy, wasn't it awesome! We got our switcheroo fits on! Wow, our original styles look so different than
It really does. I hate this.
I love it. We look adorable.
I'm trying to be mask as fuck.
Just to give you a little bit of context, this is kind of what our original styles look like. We took this photo actually on the first day, and this is what we look like in our switcheroo fix. And I didn't want to leave the guys out, so this is what their original styles kind of look like as well. And they also came up with their own sort of fits, so this is what they came up for their switcheroo fits. So I think it definitely reflects their styles. What we had on the agenda for this evening was actually going out to the bars in Seattle. We knew there was a lot of wonderful bars in the area, so I hope we picked a good location for the Airbnb. So we kind of just wanted to get ready for tonight, stayed in for a little while, had some drinks, and started getting ready for our adventure out. Okay guys, we're heading to the bars. Let's do it. There isn't too much for me to record in this section. We did stay out for maybe a couple hours before we returned back. We ordered in some food when we returned, and that was the end of this day in Seattle until our next very morning for more adventures and more fun. Day 3 in Seattle reflects kind of our tourist day. This is the day we wanted to see the main tourist attractions in Seattle, you know, a lot of what Seattle is known for. So we had on our itinerary to go to the Glass Gardens and to go see the Space Needle. So it was pretty packed of activities for today. Pro tip, if you are going to be doing a 4-day long trip or even 5-day trip, I highly recommend getting the city pass. That is what we paid for, so that's why we were able to do so many different attractions without spending a whole lot of money. And buying in advance also helps. You can get some discounts with that. And also, pro tip, if you are liking this video so far, I would love it if you would subscribe. I try to go on a different trip once a month, especially someplace new, so this was kind of my big trip, and I'm hoping I'm giving you guys all the tips and tricks for yourself. So let me know if you're liking this video down below in the comments, and let me show you our next destination, which is the Chihuly Glass Gardens. Now let me just say the line for this was very long, but we did have a timed entry ticket, so we knew exactly what time we were coming. I would say as long as this line may look, it actually was probably only about 10 to 15 minutes before we actually got in there. So I would say as long as you have a reservation, getting in here is nice, simple, and easy. Now let me just say I've never been to something like a glass garden before, but I am a person who loves gardens. So with this on our itinerary, this was actually one of my favorite places I think we had went because it was just so beautiful. I'm telling you, you are honestly amazed by seeing some of the sculptures in here, and my camera really doesn't do it justice. Granted, I tried my best to show you guys the beautiful visuals that was in this building, but I'm telling you, you have to come here yourself. This garden, sculpture, these structures were all made by hand, and they are gorgeous. I am not going to talk through this whole thing. I just want you guys to sort of experience just how we did walking in this museum and enjoy it, because this place was beautiful. Honestly, think it was my favorite place. Even outside of going to the Space Needle, which we're going after, I think this was my top favorite. Now this place just isn't inside as well, it is also outside, like a real garden. So some of the sculptures and things like that you can actually find outside, but I believe it is timed as well, so make sure you get there kind of semi-early if you have a timed entry ticket, because sometimes they do have events in the actual garden. But this is sort of the greenhouse area, which is, oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. I took some Instagram pictures, so make sure you guys check those out. But I'm telling you, this was, oh, my favorite sculpture, just because it's hanging from the ceiling and how beautiful it is. Look at little Helen over there taking her photo. I'm telling you, this place was amazing. And going outside was really nice too, just so it kind of looks like flowers. I guess, well, sort of, not really. It's surrounded by flowers, and I think the sculptures and the structures, it just really makes you stop and think about how awesome this is. Upon leaving the museum, there were a lot of things we wanted to check out in the wonderful gift shop. I actually did buy a couple things from here. I got a couple pins, and I even got a cute little grow your own flower sort of in a can, which I thought was really cute. But before we head over to the Space Needle, we wanted to stop at the Glass Gardens bar that they have that is actually connected to this. And we wanted to just kind of try out some of the food since we know we probably won't be coming back here for a long time. So we got kind of a big flight of drinks so we could all share. And we mainly got appetizers because we knew we would probably be eating out a little later anyway. But I think what we had was very good. We had a charcuterie board. We also had this beautiful creme brulee dessert. We actually had some fries that we really like. So nothing super crazy. But afterwards we headed over to the Space Needle. Now, first of all, if you don't know what the Space Needle is, it is a giant observation tower in Seattle. It's kind of considered to be the icon of the city. It's been designated as the Seattle landmark. So, of course, we had to go here. I mean, come on now. I believe this was built in around like 1961 or 1962, I want to say. They give you a lot of history as you're walking in so you can learn a little bit about it, how much it costs, things like that. And this was also included in our city passes. So we had to get into this giant elevator with a couple other people, and you slowly start rising up. Oh my gosh, your ears start popping on your way there. Oh my goodness. I'm not afraid of heights, but I've been on something similar as the Sky Needle before. I went to Tokyo Tower, I've been to the one in Canada, I think I've been to just a couple other kind of observation decks similar, so I wasn't new to the operation of kind of going inside these giant elevators and rising up, but I definitely think this was a new experience for my friends because they were all telling me they had never done something like this before, so I didn't want to spoil the moment because I've seen similar things to this, but I will say every sort of tower is different and every experience is different, and I will say I genuinely really love this. I wish we kind of went on a more sunnier day, I would say that, but I do think just the process of getting there was super smooth. When you actually get to the top was super smooth, and overall I would say generally there wasn't anything I really disliked about this. You start off walking into a bit of a little lounge area. You kind of can feel the breeze because when you get out there, you're literally like outside. So you are not really surrounded by a lot of protection. You get out there and you have these sort of glass panels that are out there kind of stopping you from, falling, of course. But you can really feel the breeze. You can see the sights. And it was just glorious. It really was.
You want us to look up?
We're at the Space Needle. You loving it?
Yeah, but it's so cold.
I know, I'm freezing. We got the gang back here. Okay. We see the whole city. We're loving it.
It's cold. I can't help it.
We're probably gonna go back to the mall after this, but we're having a good time.
Guys, we like one big group.
One big group photo, you asked?
Oh, wait, that's
Perfect, perfect.
Helen's gonna get stuck. She's gonna die.
She's in, but she's out. Out, she's out.
What I think I really loved about this is you kind of getting a lot for your money. It's like a double deck experience. When you start going downstairs, you're actually on another level of the observation deck where you are actually inside, but you're on a rotating platform. So you can stand in one position and it actually starts to move you. You can move around the whole platform and you can see it underneath you. So I thought this would be really cool for photo ops, just to see what it looks like underneath us. And even that was amazing. So even if you're scared of heights and don't really want to go to the outside part, this serves as a great option for people who still want to enjoy the experience. After a wonderful time at the Space Needle, we stopped and got some souvenirs, of course. We just decided that it might be fun to just go back to the mall and do some regular shopping. We knew we had a lot planned for tomorrow, which I knew was going to be my final day, which I was so sad. So we all had a bit of a heart-to-heart and talked and thought it would be fun to kind of just go to the mall and explore, get some things that we actually really wanted to get outside of just the Switcheroo day. I wanted to go into Daiso, of course. You guys know I love Daiso, my favorite Japanese dollar store, okay? Look, I'm telling you, I can always find a way to bring Japanese culture in any situation. So Daiso, here we are. Of course, I loved it in there. Bought a couple things. We also went into another little store before we headed home for the night just to relax and start getting ready for, well, my final day in Seattle. This was my final day in Seattle. My friends actually are staying for another day because a few of them have to drive out to another airport closer in California. So with this being my last day before I fly back to my hometown, we decided to stop at the Japanese gardens. You guys already know the Kubota garden in Seattle. This is a well-known Japanese garden here, and I was really excited because you guys know I love Japan. So this really made me feel special because everyone wanted to come here for me. So I was really excited that they decided to add this to the itinerary.
Oh, the gong.
Yeah.
Oh, to actually like ring it? Yeah.
The machine is actually hollow.
We're at the gardens today.
Oh, that works. Ready?
Do it, Helen. She did, although you're not supposed to do it like that.
This is no longer ready.
It looks cool though. It is.
So this beautiful Japanese garden is about 20 acres long, and it is completely free. It is with the Kubota Garden Foundation, so it's a non-profit. You're welcome to leave donations. We, of course, put in a little bit of money after we had left, but it is beautiful because you are able to see some authentic Japanese gardens and some beautiful flowers, trees, things of that nature, all right here in Seattle. And with this being a free experience, I think this is a wonderful place to just take a couple walks and just kind of ease into the rest of the vacation. This was kind of our last stop for me, knowing that, you know, I have to go home after this, but this was a wonderful way for us to kind of wrap up our trip, to just see some wonderful gardens, see some nature. Going to this garden was definitely a walk. There was so much to see. They had so many beautiful bridges, different sort of terraces, Japanese lanterns, all kinds of things. We definitely got our steps in for today going through this garden, but we wanted to make sure we could see as much as we can in the time that I had. I really enjoyed my time coming to this Japanese garden because it really felt authentic. I actually felt like I was in Japan for a little bit because everything really just felt like they put so much detail into what was going to be planted in this garden. The trees, for instance, are trees I actually saw in Japan. You see the beautiful flowers. It's just all wrapped up so nicely together, and I honestly remember it as if I were really there, and I'm really, really happy that we went.
I know. It's crazy.
My favorite section was this section over here because of these bright pink flowers and the beautiful red bridge. Oh my gosh, I remember it like it was yesterday because, I'm telling you, my camera can't do it justice. If you are looking for a free, beautiful Japanese culture experience, I highly recommend checking this place out. I call this the final supper because this was our last meal together as a group at Jen's Korean barbecue place. I love Korean barbecue, so this was delicious to me, and I think we all had a great time before I had to pack up to get ready to go. Going home was bittersweet for me because I know I don't get to see these people very often unless it is on Discord when we're playing video games together. I know I had so much fun on this trip, and I will try to leave a lot of the links or a lot of the itinerary of where we had went on this whole adventure down below. But overall, I think this trip was just a great experience to spend time with my Discord friends. I know it can be scary meeting people that you've made to have, I don't know, played games with online before, but I feel like I've known these people for most of my young adult lives, and getting to be an adult now to have the ability to travel and take some of these experiences with me has been so amazing, and I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to do that. I know it will be a long time before I see them again, but I'm really glad that I went on this Seattle trip, and I hope I get a chance to see them very soon. Let me know if you guys like this video today. I will be sure to drop as much as I can down in the description below, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.